Here. I've been asked to do a video about enterprise resource planning. The reason for that is it's a very extensive topic. There's a lot going on in enterprise resource planning, and I want to give you an easy way, a quick way of getting to the nuts and bolts of it right away, and dealing with the most pressing issues from the start, basically. Now, let me quickly show you first. What you're looking at is the whole enchilada here, but let me show you first enterprise resource planning and what's connected to it, what you have to cover, what you got to take care of it when you're dealing with enterprise resource planning. If I open this up, we'll see all the subtopics that are related to enterprise resource planning. So we've got manufacturing resource planning here, we've got system service management, we've got MDM strategy, we've got strategy audit, we have cloud benefits because a lot of enterprise planning solutions are cloud-based these days, cloud ERP. We have system research, cost of delay, it goes on and on and on. The list is endless. These are all the subtopics that you really have to cover when you deal with enterprise resource planning. I'm just poking around here. Go like customer security over here, governance, very important subjects, all and all and all. And to show you what's underneath that, give you one quick peek before we go right to the core of it, is if I click on governance, it'll show you a question that you can ask when you have to deal with governance specifically. So, for instance, here, how is the implementation of ERP system affect management and business organization? And then I can click on it again, and I can show what kind of actions I need to undertake to make sure I'm doing that right. But we're going deep in the weeds right now. Let me start with an easy way of simply how to connect it all. First of all, you've got all these subtopics, sub areas that you need to cover when you're dealing with enterprise resource planning. The other thing that you need to be aware of is that in a major organization, we have lots of roles, lots of job roles that rely on ERP systems and that actually deal with ERP systems, people that work with ERP systems. So enterprise resource planning managers, and we have people like business process consultant, IT risk and management, intelligence research specialist. I'm just scrolling over them so you get a bit of a view, a bit of an idea of what's going on here. It's just massive. Especially in an enterprise organization, there's so much information that you need to cover. You need all these people in a lot of organizations to make sure that you do these things. Integration coach, and now for the fun of it, I'm just going to open one up. It comes up. Integration codes provide your golden data values to other systems across price. That's one of the major things that the integration coach needs to take care of, and I can do this with each and every of these job roles here to actually see what kind of activities they need to be doing to make sure that you're doing the right thing here in your organization related to enterprise resource systems. So you see, it's complex. We have on the one hand we have a lot of job roles that need to be fulfilled. We have on the other hand a lot of areas that are related to enterprise resource planning, and we want to combine two. We want to make sure that we don't forget anything and we do everything well in our enterprise. So how do you connect them all? Now, how do you see the forest for the trees? That's basically the question. Let me show you how to take care of that. And we'll start by addressing the 5 most pressing issues that you need to deal with when you're covering enterprise resource planning. I'll go through them quickly. How will your organization ensure that the data transferred to the ERP system is accurate and reliable? And then, how will your organization confirm that the data transferred to the ERP system is accurate and reliable? Major things to worry about. Then, are there any software systems that should integrate with a new ERP system instead of being replaced by it? A lot of integration going on with ERP, so you got to make sure it's doing that right. What plans are in place to connect the ERP system to other organization information systems? Does your organization have an ERP system in place that the contract management solution, for example, will have to work with, but also HR solutions, finance solutions, everything that's related to that? Now, how do you connect them all? These are the 5 major questions that you need to be asking. And again, I'm going to have some fun. We're going to open them all up and just going to see what's going on here, what's actually happening when we're dealing with enterprise resource planning, and how do we cover these most important questions. Right, we've opened them all up. What do we see now? The green balls, they actually give you ideas on how to deal with these activities, with these questions, how to answer them, how to make sure that you're giving the right replies to these questions, and how to dive deeper into that. For instance, let's just pick on one. And we also, before we go there, we also see here these green bluish balls, and they are the sub areas that we saw when we opened up enterprise resource planning from the start. So these are the sub areas that we need to be covering: strategy audit, enterprise resource planning, contract management software, and the system. What's the system actually? Now have a look at the green balls. The green balls will show us what we need to be covering. Have silos of information spread across your enterprise. Is it actually? Make sure that we ask that of the team assistant, so the enterprise resource planning team assistant. Make sure that he or she does that. They enterprise. That's the important idea that we're covering here. So if I click on that, a lot of I can dive deeper into this. If I click on that, a lot of information will open up about the enterprise specifically. Now let's have a look at this one. Move data from one place to maintain the same or less quality. So we need a specialist here. Use the data from each other to overcome problems. Learn from data from each other. Let's open another one. Unify a private cloud across multiple data sources. And this links back to cloud. People operations manager we need to have in place here. Let's open them all up and just see what's going on. So what these green balls do, they will actually give you ideas on what to cover to make sure that you're answering the question in the blue balls in the right way. And they make sure you don't forget anything. The green balls also have people attached to them. And that's the beauty of those, the job roles that need to fulfill them. And those were the job roles that I've shown you a few minutes ago. All the major job roles related to enterprise resource planning, and there are a lot, but these are the ones that we'll see. Let me open them all up. These are the ones that are with these major areas. So we have here, for instance, people operation manager, strategy analytics, ops, freight audit analyst, audit associate, senior data specialist, leave specialist, that's for HR specific areas, director of digital management. So you can see right away we have the major roles in here that are dealing with enterprise resource organization, the implementation, the management, the control of it, to make sure that we're covering all those 5 major questions in our organization to make sure that we're doing the right thing. Give you an idea of, if I want to focus on one area here, and specific this one, and this resource planning, then we get all the questions specifically around just enterprise resource planning, so not the related areas like how do I put it up in cloud and all that kind of stuff, and what HRMS system do I need to have to align it to, but specifically enterprise resource planning. So this is a very helpful roadmap. You see these numbers here as well. These numbers, so the gray ones, they will show you the priority. So everything in here is prioritized. There's 2,000, over 2,000 green balls, 2,000 clear activities, and 500 of these questions. And they're all prioritized in relationship to each other, in relationship to a enterprise resource planning project, in relation to how important they are. That means that I can also pick up one yellow ball. A yellow ball comes out of the question, specifically this one, to data. Open them up and I get more data related questions, and I can go down the rabbit hole here if I want to, which is really helpful. Which data sets we want to import from each ERP system identified? How is the transfer of customer data from the ERP system carried out? How often is your order data updated in your ERP or accounting software each day, etc., etc.? It just goes on. But really, really helpful to make sure that I don't forget anything. And enterprise resource planning managers and VPs who are in charge of enterprise resource planning really find this helpful to make sure that they don't forget anything and can actually dictate who should be doing any of these activities in an organization. helpful. That's what it is. And it goes really, really in depth. So I can show you as well how in depth it goes. It is complex. So let me show you the intricacies of enterprise resource planning. It's massive. This command will now show me everything that's in the database. And it'll take a few seconds to build because it is massive. But then here it comes. It's a cloud of everything that's in here. But I can zoom in here and I can actually see what's going on. So this is the complete roadmap of enterprise resource planning. Everything that I need to be doing in an organization. The questions that I need to be asking. Those are the blue balls. The related areas to enterprise resource planning. Those are the greenish blue balls. The green balls, those are the activities that I need to cover in my organization to make sure enterprise resource planning goes smoothly. The dark blue balls, they're all the job roles, literally tens and tens of them that are related to an organization. So I can also look at my organization and check all these job roles to see if we have these people in place, or that are, if we have the people in place that perform the responsibilities that are aligned to the job roles that are there. The red balls and the yellow balls, those are the main keywords, so I can easily then click on one specific area and everything pops open around that area. For instance, data, security, risk, name a word. So there's different ways of looking at it. The beauty of this is that it works like a brain, like a neural network. That's what it is. When I'm thinking, I usually think in bubbles. So things pop up, bubble, 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 and I try to connect the bubbles together and I go like, oh, that's relevant or that's not relevant. And if something's not relevant, you can click it away here as well. So this feels very natural to a lot of people, to many people actually, to myself as well. It's a natural way of working with information, and it's a natural way of making sure that you don't forget anything. And that's what I actually love about this. So that's it for me for now. Should you want to know more about enterprise resource planning, should you want to know more about the information that you're looking at right here, or anything basically, you know where to contact me. I had a blast. Thank you very much, and we'll talk again soon. Bye bye.